Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All right, we got him on there.
Hey, folks. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I can't see you yet. I'm trying to figure out why.
I sent you a link there on the email.
It's a blessing.
Yeah, I've screwed this up before, but anyway.
It's a blessing.
Yeah. Mike and Kathie.
Can you see me okay?
Yeah.
Got it.
Phone's working great.
Hey, man, Baillie and the Boys, how y'all been doing, man? What have y'all been doing?
Oh, we've been, well, it's so weird. Like everyone else, the last 2 years of COVID feel like, I went on a road trip and never came back. I was like in my car all by myself. So we've been doing so many things after trying to catch up. Before COVID, we had about 50-something dates on the books, and after about 12 of them, they all got shut down. And then it was just like we went into semi-retirement mode, just trying to get through like everyone else. And really now that things have somewhat come back to normal, we've been writing and recording and just thinking about, the next gig.
Well, I know, man. That's the thing about it, though. And a lot of, we've talked to a lot of different musicians, and COVID-19 shut them down. Of course, a couple of them was like, I kind of enjoyed the time off. They said, we never got to take the trash out in the morning because we was always on the road. But now, songwriting and all that while you were down, have you done a lot of, writing new songs and got some new stuff coming out that you're looking forward to? Because, you're a singer-songwriter. That's what you do. And when you're sitting down with no friends around.
That's right.
So, we got some
That's right. One of the really cool things, it was like, in a lot of ways, I enjoyed the quiet time. To go through old boxes and find songs that were written 10, 15, 20 years ago and say, oh, I forgot about that song. Because Kathie and I have written hundreds and hundreds of songs,
mm-hmm.
and, maybe only recorded about maybe 20% of them. So been pulling them out and taking out the guitar again and reworking them and saying, oh, that's not very good, but that's pretty good, and just taking it from there. And we've been doing a lot of that. We got a new puppy. He's just over 2 years old, and he's 100 pounds now. He's an old English sheepdog. And
what kind of dog is he?
That's Old English sheepdog. The big shaggy dog,
mm-hmm.
Professor doggies.
Oh, yeah.
And it's, when he wants something, he usually gets his way because he's extremely strong. So when he puts his paw on, if you're on a chair and he puts his paw on your leg, you pretty much come halfway off the chair. So
I'm with you.
He's kind of demand.
Yeah.
We've just been surviving and reinventing and being grateful that life is keeping on track and just there's a whole mental thing that happened when you see so much sadness around you in the world, and you start to realize all the little things that are really, really important. And I don't know, it's just kind of like a washing, It's and so we're coming out of that and feeling really, really good about life and feeling really good about our music and just doing.
You're like that. I'm just like you. We were down for 2 years and didn't go anywhere pretty much. Definitely a year of that. And it's funny how you realize that, I like being at home there. Honestly, I enjoyed it myself. Of course, I ain't got no friends that come by anyway except for bill collectors.
And it's not like you had tour dates that you had to cancel.
Yeah, I'm none of that. But I did. I enjoyed being at the house, and a lot of stuff that you thought that you really needed, you didn't. But I don't know. It was a weird time.
It's true. It was a really weird time. I don't think that our parents or our grandparents or our great parents ever went through anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we would have been better off without the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
We didn't know what was going on. Probably, what you don't know doesn't hurt you sometimes,
Well, a lot of stuff that I read off the internet wasn't even correct. So, it's
Well,
like.
a lot of stuff that was on the news wasn't even correct. I mean, nobody knew what was going on,
You
including
think?
Yeah. I'm like, what
That's
the
so
heck?
true.
Do you know, I mean,
I know.
Baillie and the Boys, which is you and your wife. And, I mean, absolutely. I mean, just like Heart of Stone, that is the prettiest song. Y'all have got the beautifulest, she's got the prettiest voice. And I guess it's kind of funny, I got your daughter on not long ago on the radio, and did not know that she was your daughter. Had no idea. I just followed her. I had Richie Albright had sent me a video of her the song, and I fell in love with it, and so we got her on the radio, and then Mike said, "Well, that's their daughter," and I can hear. I mean, I would love to see y'all three and your daughter cut a new album. That would be awesome.
She came. All right. So usually in the morning, our routine is, we'll spend at least 30 minutes just trying, with a cup of coffee, trying to plan the day and talk about, the day before and all that kind of stuff. Well, she came in and sat down with us when Kathie and I were having coffee, and she said, "I really want to do a Christmas record with you guys." And we looked at her. It's because we've been wanting to do this for years,
right.
And she said, "I really think we need to do a Christmas record." She goes, "I hear the whole thing in my head. We'll do it just the three of us, and it'll really be fun. So let's start working on it." So Kathie and I said, "We're in," and she's so amazing in her creativity. She does her own videos. She records her own tracks. She plays all the instruments on them. She writes the songs, and she sends, the emails to Spotify and Apple to get on playlists.
Mm-hmm.
So she's really covering a lot of ground. But when we were pulling out some old recordings, and I'm talking about old recordings, Kathie and I met when I was 20 years old,
mm-hmm.
and we were at the University of Delaware, and I used to have this reel-to-reel tape recorder that I used to pretty much carry with me everywhere I went, and I was always recording on it. And I found some tapes of Kathie and I back in that day, back in the mid-'70s, and you listen to them, it's like, wait a minute, is that Alyssa singing on that thing? It sounds just like her, So they really sound so much alike at the same age. It's really, really cool.
Well, that's the thing about it, like family. You can't get better harmony than family together. I just believe that. I just think that for some reason, it seems to me like it's the best. But I think that'd be great. And the songs that you've got, the ones y'all have got out is absolutely, y'all have got some very cool stuff. And the apple don't fall far from the tree. But the thing about it though, like back, music has changed so much over the years. It's like songwriters are not making any money now with songs because all the like Spotify and all them is just soaking up all the money. And you find it harder now to, actually be in trying to make it in a music band nowadays than what you did back, when y'all were hitting number one?
It's always been difficult,
right?
And it's one of those things where it really has to be about the journey.
Mm-hmm.
From over here, Kathie's popping in.
Hey,
it has
Kathie.
to be about the journey. Where is she? Can you?
Good morning. I have no clue. Wait.
Can you?
There?
No, we got you on the landline. We got you on the landline.
Oh, so I didn't have to get all dressed up. I could have kept my pajamas on.
Yeah. Yeah, he called me on the landline instead of the link, but that's all right. We'll get you back on with the link here and there too. But you look beautiful. You look beautiful, girl. You look absolutely stunning.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
So,
I got the dog sitting up here on the piano bench.
There you go.
But it's back. You can have a million streams,
right?
And still wonder how you're going to go grocery shopping. It's really, really difficult. And I know that if you get if you have a hit song, you know, you're doing all right for sure. But I think what's different now that makes it seem like it's even more difficult to make money is that there's so many more outlets to release your music that weren't available 20 years ago.
Right.
So now you spend your time and you're able to make an album in your house. You're able to get together with but you're able to do it, and then you put it out there, but you don't really have the marketing machine to gather all the money. So you put it out on YouTube, and maybe it goes viral, or maybe, you know, you get 20,000, 30,000 views on it, and that's a really great accomplishment because 30,000 people like it, 30 million probably will.
Right.
You know, but you're not making any money from it. But back in the 70s, you didn't really. The only way you could record an album was to have a pretty big budget. I mean, studios were expensive. You know, you had to go down and get it mastered and you know, at a special machine and send 45s out. So it was a much more difficult process. So I think
worried about making money back then. We were just worried about making music.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You know, so
But
that's really what it all comes down to me.
But now there's so much more music out there,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So it's I guess it comes down to supply and demand too. I mean, I was looking at the charts the other day, and I can't believe how many male artists there are. You know, because I try to keep up with them, and you know, you hear some great music on the radio. You hear some that isn't great, but
Right.
but for the most part, you know, you hear some really wonderful singers and songs, and I have no idea who they are, so I have to look them up. And then, you know, I'm wondering, well, you know, what? All right, Cody who? Now, who's this? Is
Right.
this Cody somebody or Cody somebody else or Cody somebody else? And it's just like, oh, it's somebody Cody, you know. And it's just like I'm trying to figure out who these people are, and I really want to know because you know, I love music.
Well,
I
I'm
love
with you.
listening to new music.
But that's the thing about nowadays, and you're right, you got so many Codys, and a lot of them to me sound the same. I mean, like, you know, when I grew up, you had Waylon Jennings. The minute he come on, you knew it was Waylon or Baillie and the Boys. When y'all started, you knew, I mean, right off when you heard the voice, you knew who it was. But nowadays, everybody just kind of seems like they're kind of they all sound alike. The music sounds alike. And, you know, we talked to Paul Overstreet the other day, and he's like, you know, they're saying they're not actually releasing the best country music because it don't fit the genre that they're looking to release now. So they're kind of doing the hip-hop or hick-hawk or whatever release kind of stuff, you know, or pop country, I guess they call it, which is sad to me.
It is sad. It is sad. And you know, I don't know that, I mean, Paul certainly knows the business better than, or as good as anybody does, you know, but I don't know that they ever really released the absolute best country music. And the reason I say that is, you know, I remember there was when we first moved to Tennessee, there was a roofer, and he was probably 60 years old, you know, when I was 30, and he said, "Do you play music?" And we started talking, and you know, he gave me a cassette of some of his songs, and they were as good as anybody I had ever heard in my life. You know, and he never had his chance, you know, and so I think for every Waylon Jennings and every Johnny Cash that's out there, there's probably 10 that are undiscovered that may never get discovered.
Yeah.
So you know, I don't know that we ever really get to hear the best. You got to really dig for really great music.
Well, I do all the time. I mean, honestly, and I have people sending me stuff because they know how much I love music. And I mean, that's like, you know, Richie Albright sent me. It was Angel. I think it was the Angel song your daughter had wrote when a lady passed away with Waylon's thing or whatever.
That was Waylon's manager that passed away.
And he had sent me that song then, and I fell in love with her stuff then, and then found out that they were connected to you. And I can see, you know, like I said, but I love y'all stuff. Now, let me ask you this. We have got to get to a short break. Where can people follow Baillie and the Boys now? Have y'all got a website? They need to go to YouTube, or where do we need to go?
I think YouTube and Spotify. We've got our own playlist on Spotify, Apple Music.
You can find us and look for our names also.
Yeah, you can write to us and we'll write back.
Oh, there you go.
If anybody out there still with a CD player, we still got CDs in the garage.
Yeah.
Write to us, we'll send you one.
There you go. I
Find
know.
us through WhatsApp and it's the whole family thing.
Well, I love it, and we'll support you all we can. I guarantee it. And I appreciate y'all calling in. We'll get you on the. I'll get the link thing set up next time, and we'll have it where we can see how pretty your lovely wife is and how good looking you are and your dog.
Gosh. Well, listen, I got all dressed up for you.
There you go.
So now I can start my day early.
Well, don't feel bad
Maybe
because I've got on a clean T-shirt myself.
He's all dressed up too.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yep.
folks, we love you. I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
Oh, here we are.
Now is it working?
Here we are.
No, we still not got it. We got to get to break, Mike. So let's we'll tell everybody to keep up with you and see what's going on. We'll get you back on and get the landline thing unworked and the other one going. And that I appreciate y'all calling in, no doubt.
So funny. So 706. That's like a Georgia number.
Yeah, you're in Georgia, down south Georgia. So anyway, all right, folks.
Michael's family's from Athens.
Athens, yeah, gosh, yeah, down at
Athens, Georgia.
yeah, we played the Georgia Theater many times down there. Love Athens.
Oh, it's a great town.
Yep.
It's a great
Great
town.
town.
Yep. So,
Great town.
all right, well, y'all go back to bed.
Oh, no.
All righty, thank you.
Thank y'all. Thank you for spending a little time with us. And remember, you can tune in every morning at WJULradio.com at 8 a.m. Eastern. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook, The Morning Dish.